Shalom, Yashara Allah. Shalom, Yashara Allah. Kahala Yahweh, Bahashem, Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakaha Kadash. I'm back to you with another straight to the point moment. Very quick, very short. Just dealing with more wisdom from the scriptures, dealing with judgment. And also the last video that I brought out, you might see a precept or two that links in with this same judgment and the same blessings for those who commit themselves back unto God, that remnant, that grape of a cluster, right? So we know that Israel, our people, the nation of Israel, whether it be northern or southern kingdom, we've always known God through his judgments and repented through his judgments. But here at this time, you see that it will start, the judgment will begin with the house of Israel. Here we go. The book of 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of Yahweh. Who is the house of Yahweh? We are the children of Israel, for we have been made his temple. He considers us his temples. All right? For ye are the temple of God. Let's grab that quickly. Grab that quickly, man. All right. The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. All right. For we are the temple of God, man. Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3. I start at verse 14. If any man's work abide, which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. So this is dealing with the reward of a righteous man, the reward of an evil man. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss. Brought this up in the last vid. This is dealing with an evil man. So if he has works and shall be burned, those of the wicked man. But he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire, meaning purged or tried. Verse 16, know ye not that ye are the temple of Yahweh, and that the spirit of Yahweh dwelleth in you. So we are that temple, we are the house of God. All right, let's go back to 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17. All right. And if it first begin at us, meaning if it starts with us, the men that's out here teaching and doing the works of God, what shall the end of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh? So what's the end of them that obey not the gospel of Yahweh? All right, let's get that. Let's go to 1 Thessalonians, or 2 Thessalonians chapter 1. We'll start at verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So this is twofold. This is not only talking about our enemies, but this is talking about our own people. Because when we go on these streets and teach, mainly our own people give us the trouble. Whether we go into a church and they put us off church grounds, or out of the church altogether because we speak the truth, or we out in the streets and brothers want to attack us, or sisters feel like they need to call the cops on us. They cause us the most trouble. It ain't the white man or the Asian man or the Middle Eastern man. It ain't even their fault that we're in this position. It's our own fault because we broke the commandments of the Most High. Verse 7. And to you who are troubled, rest with us let me start it over. Verse 7. And to you who are troubled, rest with us when the out of one Yahweh Shai shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels. So we are that collective group, that grape of a cluster that should be rounded up and raised in the same glory that he's raised in. We see that in Hebrews chapter 2, verse 18. We'll start at verse 16. For verily he took not upon the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. And he actually took on the flesh, not a spirit, but a fleshly body, the seed of Abraham. He came through that lineage of Abraham. Verse 17. Wherefore in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to Yahweh, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people. So of the people, this is brought up in my last lesson, or the last revealing of wisdom, dealing with those brothers. This is why he was made in the flesh, to be able to forgive those brothers in their sins and give them mercy. Why? Because they were pertaining to the things of God. They did the works of the Most High. Not those who didn't pertain to the works of God, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people, meaning those people, those are God's people. Those are the sons of God. Verse 18, for in that he himself has suffered being tempted, he is able to secure them that are tempted, meaning those who are living and walking in the works of the Most High Yahweh and are tempted daily. Just as Paul said, I die daily, he was tempted, but he refused those things according to the will of the Spirit, which is Yahweh. That's why we refuse. The same way we brothers today refuse to do the things of our own lustful flesh and choose to do the things pertaining to God. This is righteousness, all right? Let's go back. Now, what is the end of them that choose not to obey? Since judgment starts here first with us. Let's get that. Matthew chapter 11, we'll start at verse 20. Then began he to upbraid the cities wherein most of his mighty works were done, because they repented not. They what? Because they repented not. Because what? They repented not. All right. Woe unto thee, Chorazin. Woe unto thee, Bethsaida. For if the mighty works which were done in you had been done in Tyre and Sidon, they would have repented long ago in sackcloth and ashes. The same here in America. The same works are being done here just as they was done then. They've been done here right here in present day Babylon. But we refuse to repent. That's why I say because they repent not. Verse 22, but I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for Tyre and Sidon at that day of judgment than for you. In this last judgment, ain't no more grace, man. The grace period gonna run out, and it's not gonna be no toleration for us. Men, women, and children shall die, especially of our people. All right, verse 23. And thou, Capernaum, which are exalted unto heaven, shalt be brought down to hell. For if the mighty works which have been done in thee have been done in Sodom, it would have remained until this day. And thou, O America, Babylon, which are exalted unto heaven, you are exalted unto heaven, you shall be brought down to hell. And our people who side up with you and agree with your doctrine and your beliefs, they shall be brought down to hell with you. Verse 24, but I say unto you that it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom in the day of judgment than for thee. And this is that judgment that shall begin at the house of Israel, the house of God. It's going to start with us first. It's going to start with us first, brother. All right? So I tell the brethren, and including myself, repent, walk in the light of Yahushua, the example that he left us, so that we can be redeemed according to the Most High's will. And with that, I'm going to give all praise to Kahal Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rekah HaKadosh, and death to America. Shalom.